A test fails. You rerun it. It fails again. You rerun it once more, slightly harder, as though that helps. There's a proper way through this, and honestly most of it is just knowing which tool to reach for and in what order, because they're not interchangeable, and the expensive ones are very much not the good ones. 3 tools today. Freezing a run mid-flight so you can go and poke at the page. Then the recorder, which writes code while you click, and the honest truth about what comes out of it. And last, the ladder, which of these to try and in what order. Start with the one that genuinely feels like a superpower the first time you ever use it. It changes what debugging even means, from reading about a failure afterwards to standing inside one while it happens. Drop page.pause anywhere in your script and run it headed. Watch what happens. The page loads. The card number types itself in, and then it just stops. Right there on that line. The browser's still open, the form's still half-filled, and the inspector window opens beside it. Nothing has been torn down. You can hover elements, you can pick a locator, and when you're ready you step forward exactly one action at a time. In the file it's one line, and honestly that's the whole feature. Put it wherever you want the world to stop, usually the line, just before whatever's misbehaving. And run it headed because a paused headless browser is a paused browser you cannot see, which helps precisely nobody at all. Under PWDEBUG there's an easier way in. Normally you get this, a timeout, headless, gone in 4 seconds. But set PWDEBUG to 1, and you get the lot. Headed forced on, every timeout off, and the inspector open from action 1. Worth knowing which of those 2 you actually want though. PWDEBUG is for when you've no idea where the problem is, and you want to walk the whole test from the very top. Page.pause is for when you already know roughly where it goes wrong, and you'd rather not step through 40 lines just to arrive there. And while it's frozen there, the inspector has a button called Pick Locator. Press it, then hover anything on the page. Playwright hands back the locator it would use, the good one, the get by roll one, not a brittle CSS path. So the most annoying part of writing a test becomes hovering the thing.
Right.
Now, the famous party trick, and the caveat that nobody ever seems to mention when they're demoing this thing at you from a conference stage. One command. Playwright codegen, then a URL. A browser opens and a little panel opens next to it, and that panel is watching you. Every click, every keystroke, turned into Python while you work. So you click the username box, and a line of Python appears. Type a name, another line. Click the password box, press login, and there's your script, written while you worked. Lovely, first time. But look at what you've got. Those locators are real and good, and they're the reason to use this at all. Everything else is a transcript of you clicking.
No exceptions.
No test names. It checks nothing because it never watched you check anything. So here's the workflow that works. Record it. Steal the locators. Rewrite the rest. Give it a name that says what it proves. Add the assertion codegen. Was never going to write. Same locators, completely different thing. One last thing, and then we are properly done with the whole course. Honestly, this is the part I'd tattoo on people if they'd let me, because it is very often the difference between an hour of your evening and about 90 seconds of it. Rung 1. Read the error. Properly, all of it, not just the first line. Playwright's messages are unusually good. The locator it used, what it waited for, how long, and often what it found instead. Most bugs die right here. Rung 2. If reading it didn't do it. Run headed with slow mo 500 and every action takes half a second. Suddenly you can watch. 9 times in 10 you spot it with your eyes, the click landing on a cookie banner. Survives that? Climb down. Headed with slow mo. Then pause or PWDEBUG. Then the trace, for CI-only breakage. Codegen at the bottom. Each rung costs more. Seniors read the error. Juniors rerun and pray. Last quiz of the whole course. A test fails on your machine with a clear timeout message naming the locator. What do you do first? Ready? A. Read it. The message already told you which locator and what it waited for. For lines, and then we're done. Page.pause freezes a live run with the browser still open. PWDEBUG equals 1 does the same thing without editing your test. Codegen hands you locators, not tests. And the latter starts with reading the error, which is where most bugs already died. And that's all 19 lessons. You started by opening a browser. You've ended up running a suite in parallel, on a robot schedule. That's not nothing. Whole course is free, over at the Playwright Dojo.